Have you ever wondered how your child's brain actually reads a word? I think that understanding a little bit about the process of reading can actually be really helpful to us as homeschool parents because it can help us understand what our kids are doing. And it can also help us recognize where things are going wrong when our kids are struggling. So, I wanted to share with you a really simple model of how the brain teaches kids how to read. And this is called the Seidenberg model, or it might be also called the four-part processing model or the triangle model because it's got a triangle in it. So this model was made in 1989 by Seidenberg, and it's used pretty widely among people who are studying the science of reading and how the brain reads. So there's actually four parts to how your brain reads or how your child's brain reads, and I want to look at those four parts really quick. So when we're reading something, we start with the print and we see the letters, and that information gets sent to our brain. So the beginning of the model actually happens down here in the corner when we see the print. And then the next step goes this way, and we have to take that print and turn it in our brain into a sound. And so this is where the process of phonics happen. Hopefully your child knows the letter sounds and even the sounds of the parts of the words or the words, and is able to translate those letters that they see into sounds. So that's the next step that happens in the brain. And then once the brain understands those sounds, then it will come up and try to find some meaning. So it will take that word and hopefully relate it to the experiences that your child has had with that word, maybe the definition of that word that they know, or another time when they heard that word used or when they read that word in a different sentence. And so they'll start to connect the word that they're hearing in their brain with the meaning that they know. And then the last step in the model is checking that meaning in comparison to the context of the book. So if your child is reading and they read an incorrect word and then they go back and fix it, they're doing this step. They're checking it against the context and they're making a correction back down here in the model. So if they're not doing that, then this piece is broken, or somewhere down at the bottom here is broken somehow as well. So this is sort of how the process works and how the brain reads according to this model, starting down here with the print, and then changing those letters in their brain into the sounds of the word, and then connecting it with the meaning and checking it in context. So if your child is struggling to read, this model can be really helpful because you can observe your child and think, where is it that they're getting stuck? When they first see the book, when they first see the print, are they able to turn that print into a sound? Are they able to blend the letters together and make words? And if not, then that's where you're going to want to focus. And then if they can make the words, but they don't understand what they're reading, then that's where you're going to want to focus on being able to connect those words to the meaning. And then if your child is getting the meaning, but it doesn't make sense in the context, or they're not correcting their mistakes, then that's where you can focus. So this model helps us as homeschool parents to be able to understand how to teach our kids to read and how to be able to correct their mistakes. If your child is struggling with some of these top parts, being able to have the meaning or being able to understand in context, it can be really helpful to spend a lot of time reading out loud to your child and helping them to be able to be exposed to new words. And this can help them when they see those words in their own reading to be able to remember the meaning of them. And if your child is struggling down here at the bottom with being able to recognize the print and connect it to a good sound, then you really want to look for a solid reading curriculum that is based in science and that will help your child be able to learn how to read using this process. I have one, it's called Reading Better Together. And during this curriculum, your child will spend 16 weeks learning all of the letter sounds and words, and also using those words to read alongside of you in fun and engaging books. So if you're interested in that, I will put a link in the comments where you can learn more about the curriculum and be the first to get notified the next time that it's available. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to the channel.